Welcome to Cavan TV News and Views, courtesy of Irish Web TV. Well, this afternoon I'm having a chat with Emmett Smith of Cavan Housing Action, and he's going to tell me the follow-up from the interviews we did in the cinema in Cavan. Good afternoon, Emmett.
Good afternoon, Anya.
First of all, you had a very successful evening with Father Peter McVerry with the questions and answer session after the film Rosie. You were very pleased.
We were very pleased. We got 160 people. We packed out the cinema. The question and answer session got a great buy-in then from everyone that came. Everyone got really involved. It was very interactive. We hope to raise money for charity, so we hit our target. We raised full 1,600, and then when we cover the costs, we get all the money out to charities during the week.
And well done to yourself and Jade. It was a very informative evening, I have to say. Now, next up there is a protest in Dublin organised for the 1st of December, and you had a meeting last Monday night in McGinty's bar in Cavan. How did that go?
It went well. We had good attendance. People have decided, this issue is live and kicking in Cavan. They've had enough of people declaring as homeless and being shipped out of the county. So there's going to be a major push on now for December 1st. The National Housing and Homelessness Coalition is organising a huge demonstration in Dublin December 1st, gathering at the Garden of Remembrance. We have a minibus full at the minute, so we have a push on now to try and get people to get in and book up so we can get a coach, hopefully, to get the full capacity from Cavan there.
OK, so when people do get to Dublin, they get to the Garden of Remembrance on the day. What are the times you expect people up there at?
Well, it's kicking off at 2 and we're hoping to get people back to Cavan for 5. We know that from the previous housing protests, we've had up on 10,000 people at these demonstrations for housing,
So that's a lot of organisation, a lot of moving people around.
Yeah, well, the National Housing and Homelessness Coalition has been active on this issue now for the last maybe 3.5 years, and they've been pushing solid to try and get communities, get community groups, get political parties, unions, everybody involved, just like we've seen with the water charges. The water charges was the biggest mass demonstration in the history of the state since the conscription charges. So we're hoping to replicate this. Whereas water charges was the sale of a publicly owned resource, this is housing. People are dying on the streets. We had a man passed away in Monaghan last month. This issue it's live in Cavan. It's happening in rural Ireland as well. You heard Peter McVerry saying that rural Ireland is going to be hard hit with the number of repossessions, that the rate of homelessness increase is going to hit rural Ireland harder than it is in Dublin. So this is something that rural Ireland really needs to get to grips with now and get involved. And
that's exactly what Cavan Housing Action is doing. You're making people aware and getting involved nationally as well. Yeah. Of course, the government eventually has declared that it is emergency situation.
Yeah, but their declaration carries no weight. There's no pressure, no emphasis on taking real emergency measures. The government had the opportunity to vote on a bill passed recently whereby they would end homelessness into eviction, where they would stop economic evictions for a number of years. But we've seen Brendan Smith, Niamh Smith voting along with their partner in government, Heather Humphreys, their local constituent colleague, and they voted against this measure. If this is to be taken serious by government, they have to declare an emergency. They have to agree on emergency measures, stop evictions. They need to embark on a major house building scheme across the country. We need tens and tens of thousands of houses built immediately as a matter of priority. It is an emergency. So, this is the aim of the protest, the demonstrations, building the movement, is to push the government into.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. What is the aim of the demonstration on the day?
We need to take these emergency measures. The government have shown that they won't listen, they don't care. The only time they really care about their constituents is when they're coming out buying votes at election time. We've shown through the movements of the water charges repeal that people power on the streets can force change. Thankfully now as well we have union involvement as well. The unions, organised workers, can really push the government to say, we're not having this anymore. It's an issue that affects the working class, the length and breadth of the country, and it's both north and south. So as well as that, we need to build and expand on this movement to encapsulate the comrades in the north and bring them on with us as well.
OK, well done, Emmett. So if there's anybody out there, Emmett, and they're wondering what exactly, yes, we want to get involved in this, where to go on the day from the Cavan perspective, maybe perhaps you can tell to the camera there.
Yeah, so to get involved, join Cavan Housing Action. We have a Facebook page, so you can just search for Cavan Housing Action. We have email at cavanhousingaction@gmail.com. You can search for the National Homeless and Housing Coalition, or alternatively you can get involved with ourselves. You can call us on 085 781 9559. We've got, from the success of the film the other night, we've got 50 people signed up to join already to get active, and if you want to be part of that, just get in touch with us and we'll arrange it.
Well done, Emmett, and thank you for talking to us on Cavan TV, on courtesy of Irish Web TV.